Well, we are back for our next December days layout for week number 3. This is the plan for week number 3. And I have here on my table preparations for doing some mixed media this time. And I'm really excited about it. This week's layout is going to be about the solstice, the winter solstice, which I'm always happy to see because it means the days will start getting longer. I don't like those cold, short winter days. And while we're talking about the solstice and the winter solstice and the shortest day of the year, I'm going to put a plug in for Nicole Sews the longest day that she does in the summer. And it is a fundraiser for Alzheimer's. And she did it this year as an online event. She'd done it before in person, and then she did it this year as an online event where she exceeded her goals for raising money for Alzheimer's. So I fully expect that she will do it again in 2026. And as she does, please consider participating. I will include a link to Nicole Soul's YouTube channel. I'm sure she will make announcements about this event when it gets nearer and she has the dates and the plan set out. It's a wonderful cause. It was very successful. She was able to raise money for not just the Alzheimer's Association for America, but also she was able to work it for the Canadian Alzheimer's. So now I'm getting started on my week number 5 layout, and I brought out some of my tools for mixed media. I want to say when you're working with mixed media, wet things always have a tissue, maybe 2 tissues, one for wet, one for dry. My anticipation is I just need a dry one for the most part today. I will be using my drip brush. Uh, as you can see, I've used it a few times. It's stained, but I wash it with cold water after each use. And that way, I'm going to continue to use it with this nautical blue. But I could use when it's clean, you can use it with any color. And so I recommend cleaning your brushes. This is my Creative Memories craft mat, which I adore. And the proper way to use it is with the logo facing down. That's why I put the logo up to remind me to tell you, make sure you put your mat with the Creative Memories words down. That side is a kind of sticky a little bit, supposed to stick to the table. I say ha ha ha. But I love this. It's just the perfect size for me. Now for this week's layout number 5, we're going to begin with bright white cardstock. And I'm going to use my brush and ink to brush a halo around my layout. I want a halo. I'm going to have 2 borders, approximately 2 to 3 inches vertically on the sides. But I want a halo of blue and then white in the center. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my halo. My tools when working with mixed media is going to be a piece of scrap paper and a dry cloth, and then of course my tools. So I'm going to take the brush, you ink it up, you tap off, and then start off your page in circles and rub onto your page. Okay? Ink, dab, start off the page, circles, rub onto your page. It's that simple. And so it can go that fast. Now, I found that inking up my brush goes better when I give it the rocking motion like that. And that looks pretty good. And that looks like that. So I'm going to start off the page in a corner here. Now, like I said, I'm looking for a halo, and this is bright white cardstock. And I'm actually doing the wrong side. So this side can either be on my right side. So this is going to become paper on the left. And I don't mind that there are some darker spots than others. To me, that's just fine. There is some ink here on the page. Okay, so this is my left-hand page. I'm going to cover this much up with a border. I'll give this a little bit further in. That is what the left side is going to look like. And now let's do the right side. I'm going to clean my mat here a little bit. And because I'm right-handed, I'm going to just start in the same place I did before. Watch your hand so that you don't do this and put fingerprints on your page. Starting off the page and onto the page. And I'm just trying to put a halo around my page. You know, bright white is just that, bright. And I want to soften it up, especially when you see how we're going to continue to work with our layout here. Now, this doesn't take but a few minutes. There's a few fun minutes. Okay, I am very satisfied with my paper. And so this is my right and this is my left, and this is how the paper is going to kind of look. So the next thing that I need to do, is clean my brush. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my nice clean brush. It's wet now, but it actually dries really quickly. So I would always I give it 24 hours to dry. But if you end up collecting a few of these, you could rotate them around or whatever your needs are. But I'm ready to move on to our next phase of this layout. Okay, we now have our bright white paper with a halo, and we're going to add some pattern paper. And the paper I've chosen comes from Celestial Delights. This is just so perfect for the theme of the winter solstice. And the paper I'm going to use is this gorgeous paper. I think this encompasses so much. This week will cover December 22nd through the 29th. And of course, that's the week that covers Christmas. So we, I think, have some representation. This big, beautiful star. We also have all of these other celestial um, icons on this paper. The colors are beautiful. So we're going to use that to be our border. And then I still have some of this gold shimmer, and I'm going to use just a few little strips of this to make a really fast border. So this page, once you ink this up, which really took about 2 minutes, it's another fast layout. But that's what we want for our December. We're busy. We don't have a lot of time for that. So here's our beautiful Celestial Delights paper, 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut 2.5 inches because I didn't want that star to be cut up. So 2.5 inches, one for the left side. Let's see what we get when we do 2.5 on this side. Yeah, and 2.5 inches on the right side. So these beautiful strips. And I'm going to cut 1/4 inch strips. A 1/4 inch on this is the right hand side edge of the gray mat. So I'm going to cut 4 1/4 inch strips in the gold shimmer. This is our right hand border. I'm going to put a strip right against the edge. One of our beautiful celestial pages, and then a strip against the edge like that. And that is it. That's the right side. On the left side, we're going to mirror it. You know, when you have beautiful paper, you don't need a whole lot else. And this is essentially the dry fit of our layout. Now I am going to pull from some of the embellishments, but first I'm going to go ahead and adhere these pieces down so that they won't slide around while I'm putting the rest of the embellishments on. Wow, I think that is so pretty. Okay, we have a dry fit here, and I thought I would go over a little bit of my idea of what I want to do. So I just love the Celestial Delights package, and I'll be honest, I was hoarding it, and I can't think of a better place to use some of it than this project, which is one of my favorite projects to do. So I did pull out some of the December days tags and cut them down. And for example, this candy cane will get either a journaling mat or a photo on it. But in a couple of cases, I pulled from Magic of Christmas Mat Pack to fill in the gaps. So here and here, these are 6.5 by 4.5. So I could actually get a full size photo on here. And one on that side if I wanted to. And this is a 3x4 mat card. I think that's 3x4. Yeah, actually, it's a 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 mat card. So this mat card is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. I could cut it down more if I need to, but right now this is a general configuration. This particular tag from December Days had the poinsettia, and the red to me didn't blend well. It could work if I wanted to, but I pulled an embellishment from the Celestial Delights to just cover that up. Or I may find something else in there to cover up the poinsettia with. I love this theme of the solstice, of the celestial bodies. And so I'm going to get this laser cut border, which is just stunning, adhered down. And I'm not going to fully adhere these embellishments just yet. I'm going to wait to make sure that they won't be in the way when I get the final configuration of photos and journaling for this week. But here we go. Here's the layout for week number 3. And this is our final configuration for the week 3 layout. And if you've enjoyed this layout, there should be another video about right here for you to enjoy also.